Yo, it is good, yo. It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, we are going to be talking about the new patch that did get released in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM today. Now, we got our patch notes for the current gen patch update, and we also got the next gen patch update as well. We're just going to be talking about some things today. How is this patch going to affect you? Now, before we dive any further into that, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we're on the road to 80,000 subscribers. Lots of preparation for Season 3. Awesome. That's cool. Here's the big thing. Slowed down lateral dribble launches, and a big word, lateral dribble launches, and an added shooting penalty that applies for players who zigzag from side to side excessively before shooting. I think that's a W because I'm tired of getting bursted side to side and then them launching a three. I like that. Fixed an issue that was causing bad ball handlers to hitch and slow down when running in transition. And adjusted the Intimidator badge to apply to jump shots in addition to dunks and layups. This is for current gen, okay? And then it also, fixes some stuff. Certain event cards will now display their names and auction outcomes. Just a few stats that were not updated in the MyTEAM menu. So that's for current gen. Next gen, kind of the same thing. I think a lot of the current gen and next gen dribbling stuff is the same. It says in general, but I think that's a lot of the same stuff. And here's next gen. It says baseline text, whatever, but not a new lot. Obviously, they got new scans into the game with some tattoo updates, whatever, which is cool. Here's the gameplay stuff. It slowed down the lateral dribble launches and then added a shooting penalty. They also did update the defensive positioning. Logic improvements have been made to help CPU screen defenders guard the pick and roll more effectively. We'll see what that is. Added new cutter help defense that enables help defenders to recognize an off-ball cut to the basket and position themselves to guard it. So we'll see how that all works. Again, that's disabled with the drive help setting. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be testing out some of these things, right? That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be testing out some of these dribbling things more than anything. Seeing with different dribble styles, how it's affected, all those types of things, and seeing if I can't figure it out. A lot of it has to do with dribbling, but there's also some other things to it. And obviously, I don't even notice much about this. I mean, dribbling-wise with Gary Payton. I mean, he still has got the burst out of this little crossover, and that's with the shifty dribble style. Now, I know a lot of people have been complaining, about the dribble style in general, that people are like moving like a grandma or whatever. But I mean, honestly, I see a burst out of this. Maybe that's just me. I'm just going to be going over what I see today with each and every dribble style. Now, before we dive any further into this video, if you are new to my channel, have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we're on the road to 80,000 subscribers. So let's check out the other dribble, the other dribble kind of burst in this game, right? I mean, I don't even see that much of a difference. Obviously, Harden's got the fundamental dribble style, but I don't really even notice that much of a difference. I mean, yes, maybe at some point, maybe he moves slow, right? I can't even do a crossover into a burst. So I guess maybe that's part of it. Part of what people are saying is that people move like grandmas. But I think at a certain dribble sigs, you're going to get really good bursts. And that's the thing is they say the burst animation has been super patched in MyTEAM. And maybe it has, but I mean, there's still certain dribble sigs that you're going to get the burst out of. But you guys are seeing right here with Harden, I mean, he does definitely move super slow. And that's just part of it. I mean, you guys can see he is moving super slow at a certain dribble sig. So definitely something to note. I don't think it's necessarily the end of the world, but definitely something to notice. Obviously, Harden does have that. Maybe it's not fundamental. Maybe it's his own James Harden dribble style. But that's what we're looking at with that. Penny's going to move exactly like Gary Payton does. The guy I really want to look at is Klay Thompson, right? Because he has that quick dribble style in which people are, abusing the quick burst. But yeah, this quick burst is gone. So if you guys, were really into that quick burst, it's gone. Now, one thing I want to see, the behind the back is still in the game with Klay. You have the burst out of this move still in the game. So it's really only this move that's really been patched. I mean, with Klay, he got it right there, but that's going to be pretty patched with Klay Thompson. Again, there's more updates within this game. Supposedly, paint mashing did get a nerf as well. So it's not just dribbling, but that's the first thing I kind of wanted to look at was just dribbling in the game. If it's been patched at all, how does it affect you? All those types of things. Now with Melo, again, any type of those dribble sigs, it looks like dudes are just moving really slow out of. So just something to kind of keep in the back of your guys' minds. If you are kind of that dribble head with quicker shifty, I mean, you're gonna have to find something new because the left-right meta, I think it was more of a meta in Park and Pro-Am. MyTEAM it was here, but I mean, not that many people were really moving and grooving. But yeah, it's no longer here. So the 2K did make the adjustment. The last dribble style we're gonna look at is the base dribble style. Now, I mean, base looks bad, but with whatever this patch is, makes it look even worse. Like, this is just terrible. Like, out of this animation, obviously, base, you can still move and groove, but man, it just looks really bad. Now, I'm gonna look at something else with Klay Thompson here, because obviously, Klay can move and groove, and I mean, you're seeing, obviously, out of the D-Rose kind of size up, you're no longer going to get that burst animation. And so it's like those little, okay, you got one there. Maybe you can get it. Maybe it's one of those things that you just got to be able to time it right or whatever. But it does look like out of this size up animation, you can end up getting the burst out of it. Obviously, it doesn't look like it's too, crazy, but it does look like you can get the burst out of that occasionally. So, I mean, it's just really what I've noticed in this game. A lot of people are like, you can't move in 2K. Well, I don't think it's literally everything in the game. I just think it's really this move that people would spam is the left-right that they're trying to fix. So, I mean, a lot of people early on today made it seem like everything dribbling-wise was patched in the game. And I don't really even feel that. Like, if you didn't even know how to use this burst like that, then it's not going to be bad. Obviously, there's sometimes that, I mean, you can still get the animation. Like, if you guys have seen it even with there were times where I would get that little burst animation, but I just don't think it's going to be very consistent. And so if that's what you relied on for your offense, I hate to break it to you, but you got to figure out some other different type of offense, because that type of offense, it's done for. As far as dribbling in general, people have been saying, the dribble speeds have been updated, which, I mean, we can look at and see here. I don't think the dribble speed in general has been updated. I really think it comes down to this. At least on next gen, we'll get to current gen later. But this move has been, has been patched. And if you don't like that, then I'm sorry, but it is the way it is. The current gen update was literally like 75 gigs, which is just crazy. But I think I've started to figure out this side-to-side kind of burst with Klay. I think I've really started to figure it out. And when I say that, it's not like I'm the best at this game, but I think I've really started to figure this thing out. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be like this on next gen, but I feel like on current gen, at least I've figured out how to, do what I'm trying to do as far as the quick burst. But you have to do it differently, because if you do it the old way where you just go side to side, you're not going to get the burst animation every time. You're just not. But if you do it my way, you can get the burst animation. So I think there's ways around the patch, and you just got to get used to kind of the patch and how to kind of adjust to it. But there definitely is ways to just do what you want to do consistently, and obviously that burst is still in the game. But I don't think it's something that's going to be game changing on either gen, right? With quick, with shifty, with anything, I really do think there's ways around it. And once people start figuring out these ways around it, everybody's going to be just fine. This is just a big kind of patch. But I think there's plenty of different ways around it that people are going to not only figure out, but they're going to, take advantage of them, right? There's ways to literally get a burst animation on every time. And whether you think dudes move as well as before or not, I mean, it's still going to be basically the same. Maybe supposedly they fixed mashing and some other things, which we'll see when we go into, gameplay and stuff like that. But as far as just dribbling is concerned, I mean, is it different? Yes. But is it like unbearable? No. Let's check out the fundamental dribble style with James Harden. I think he has fundamental. Otherwise, it's just the James Harden dribble style. But again, I mean, maybe this is the one that I noticed is the most different or the most changed. I mean, if you go to the rim, it's fine every single time. But when you try going side to side, I feel like that's where, the unknowns come in, right? When you try going side to side, can dudes move like that? And I just don't know if there's a definite answer to that. And that's just something that everybody, including myself, is going to have to figure out and adjust to. Alright, that is going to wrap it up for our video today on the new patch in MyTEAM. I did start to feel like I was starting to figure it out a little bit. Again, I have a long way to go, but it really, if you go side to side, it's not going to work, right? The burst animation is not going to work. But if you go forward at all, you're still going to get that burst animation. So really what it prevents is just people from going straight side to side. But I think there's ways around it. And if you can start to figure it out, you're going to be just fine. Once you figure it out, you will be just fine. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new, guys. And as always, man, I love you guys. And have a blessed day.